Since the beginning of Fortnite, players have stretched their resolution for tons of different reasons. But what if I told you that stretched res really isn't as good as you think? Stretched res will not increase your FPS, lower your input delay, or improve your aim, like most players are convinced. To start, let's tackle the argument that stretched resolution increases your frame rate. I admit, using stretched resolution will increase your frames and can be good for those on lower end PCs, but this isn't for the reason you think. It is not necessarily stretched res that adds FPS, but the fact that you're using a lower quality resolution. You can achieve the exact same performance benefits by simply lowering your 3D resolution in the Fortnite settings. The next thing that players like to point out is that you will get less input delay in game, and this ties back into my other point. Stretch does not give you less delay, the lower quality resolution does. Also, unless you use CRU, stretching your game will actually give you more input delay when GPU scaling, so that entire argument is flawed. You can just as easily get the same performance benefits on native by using the 3D resolution slider, or just using another 16:9 aspect ratio that Fortnite offers, like 1600:900. Players also tend to point out that you'll get better aim with stretch, because the character models appear bigger. This is mainly placebo. Stretch resolution will make your FOV lower. We all know this. A side effect of this though, is that a lower FOV alters how you perceive the game vertically. This can be amazing for games like Counter-Strike, where there's basically no verticality. On games like Fortnite, this will hinder you because you use verticality often, and stretch res distorts that. Finally, let's address the elephant in the room, your FOV. Even if you choose to completely ignore everything I've said up until this point, why would you go out of your way to lower your FOV? Your FOV is already limited, so lowering it just simply puts yourself at a disadvantage. There's simply no direct benefit from stretch resolution. If you know anything about me, you know that for most of my time playing Fortnite, I've used stretch res. You can even go into a recent video or videos from years ago, and I'm always on stretch res. So what made me realize all of this? To start, I always had issues with stretch res. I used to die in games to players I just can't barely see. More recently, my monitor had issues with screen tearing at certain resolutions, unless I capped my frames at 120. With a 240Hz monitor and a PC that can run at least 180 frames consistently, I was not going to handicap myself at 120. I started doing my own research and found out that stretched res really isn't that good. So I switched back to native, and now I'm here sharing this information with you. With all that being said, stretch res isn't bad, it just isn't good either. You can get all the same benefits from stretch resolution by just lowering the quality of your game on native. I know that some people might add that pros use stretch, when in reality, most pros are on native. But at the end of the day, it's simply preference. You should not just use stretch res for all those false benefits. If you prefer how the game looks stretched, that is the only viable reason you should use it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and consider watching some of my other videos. I also live stream on Twitch, so be sure to go check me out on there as well. I'll see y'all in the next video.